Hey, Railbirds, here we are to 2024 U.S. National Artistic Pool Championships coming at you live from the league room here in beautiful Parkersburg, West Virginia. We have Tim the Dragon Chin versus Jamie the Bayou Bullet Moody. We are being joined by guest commentators Brian Pauly and Mark White. Go ahead, fellas. I'll let you take it away from here.
Go ahead, Brian.
Hello, everybody. It's glad to be back on the mic with Mark. I always enjoy that. But that also means I'm out of the tournament, so it's a bittersweet pill.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about your quarterfinal match as we go through this, Brian. Just first of all, have a look at this, though, the half butterfly. Now, this was a shot earlier on he played. He made it. Jason Lynch had 3 attempts at it and missed the ball in the corner every single time, the one marked A. Now, would that be a setup issue?
Yeah, that's a setup issue. You got to figure out how the balls are throwing. And when you miss it, you got to see where you missed it at so you can make the adjustment to get it to go. So when I have clusters like this, I always use the same numbered balls in the same position every time. So when it misses, I know which ball missed and how to make that adjustment.
Yeah, very, very good strategy indeed. And yeah, Jason missed it to the short rail, so he was going wide of the pocket every single time and never made the cannon once either onto the 1 and the 9. So Jamie did make it, though, so let's see if he can carry on the good form on this shot. Here we go then, underway, first semi-final.
Looks good. Dead center.
Oh, what a start from the Bayou Bullet.
Yeah, this is a play off the classic shot, the butterfly, the original butterfly, which is 6 balls. So basically you have another half, like what that is, and you just make 1 ball in every pocket. But we're going to snazz this up a little bit, make half of the side and then have the cue ball go through rails.
Yeah, any shot where the cue ball is going around more than 3 rails, I just love it.
We got plenty of those.
Yeah, I forget the name of the one with the 2 cues on the pocket. What's that? The speedy skater,
Speedy
I think
skater,
it's called, isn't it? Yeah, that's. Do you know? I keep saying my favourite shots. I love the through the window. I love the circular draw. I love the 3-2-1, 1-2-3, but I also love the speedy skater, and I'm adding to that list. The more I get involved in it, the more I love every single shot, and I'm adding to the list as well.
One of these days you're going to have to do like Mark White's top 10 favorite artistic pool shots.
Yeah, and I want to learn some. I'd love to do some, I'd love to be able to do some of these because I'm not really interested in playing rotation anymore, but I still want to be involved in the pool, so it would be nice to learn some of these shots. So hopefully, Brian, I can get together with you sometime, and it would be an honour to learn some of these shots off of you. It really would.
I think you would enjoy it, and it would be an honor from me to actually help show you some of this stuff. So, all right,
Let's
Tim
make
Chin.
it happen.
Oh, absolutely. This is Tim Chin's first attempt at Jamie's first pick. So let's see what happens here. Contact point on that middle ball is crucial in this shot, as well as the setup. Making sure everything's all nice and tight and ready to go. All right, here we go. Ooh, that ball rattled. So Tim did something smart there. He didn't pick the cue ball up while it was coming around, even though he missed the shot. He wanted to make sure that the track of the cue ball was going where it was supposed to go. So that was a smart veteran move by him.
So now he knows the only adjustment he has to make is on that 1 ball, right?
Yep. So if he hit the short rail, so then he just has to angle the combo more towards the corner pocket. This is why we get 3 attempts.
was the champion of this event in 2022.
Yep. He
Also
won
ranked #1 in the world.
Yep, he won it 2 years ago. Steve Markle won it last year, and he's in the other semifinal. So how cool would that be if you had the two previous winners in the finals? That would be cool.
Yeah, well, in the prelims, they were certainly the two men in form, weren't they? Pretty high scoring. I think it was like something like 264 and 252, I think I saw, something like that. So
Yep.
pretty high scoring.
Yep, and they were in the jump and masse category to finish off the prelims, and I was the one who put all the pairings together, and I put that pairing together about a week ago, not knowing that they'd be #1 and #2 in the prelims coming into it. So I guess I was a little bit of a Nostradamus in that, or I just got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, well done, because it would be a shame if they were to meet in the semi-final. It would be nice to see if they could go all the way. No disrespect, of course, to the other semi-finalists, but it would be nice. We always want to see #1 and #2 going at it, don't we?
All right, here we go, Tim Chin. I can attempt see if you made the correct adjustment. Yes, he did. Made the adjustment there. Cue ball a little short. Get it? Nice. 7 points.
Yeah, so slight advantage to Jamie, just by 1 point. Made it on his first attempt, of course. Second attempt for the Dragon. Looked like it might go a little bit wide, Brian, but that helper ball certainly, well, helped him.
Yeah, so now Tim's going to lead in special arts. So now he's thinking of, okay, what shot can I pick that I know I can get some points on, but then maybe Jamie might struggle with a little bit. And, ooh, he's doing either reverse or regular wing shots because he put the chalk out there. So we'll see what he does here. If they're regular or if they're reverse. They are reverse. So he's going to be rolling out the cue ball and then shooting an object ball and caroming off the moving cue ball. You get 3 sets of 3, and each set is worth, each ball is worth 3 points. So it's a maximum of 9.
Yeah, Earl Strickland does this a lot, but this is the reverse. He's trying to scratch off of the ball kind of thing.
Yep, it's almost like pyramid in a sense, to where you're trying to make the object ball, not the cue ball.
Yeah.
All right, that's 3 points. Do the chalk move?
I think it might have done. He got very, very close to it.
He's double checking something.
Let's have a look at the replay.
Jason's going to take care of
He's
something.
wondering.
Yeah, because I think you have to release the ball before the head string. So they're going to just double check on the rules here.
This will tell us.
All right, so now we'll see what point value he gets, because if the second one didn't count because he released before or after the head string, we'll see here.
Well, maybe it's just put him off his rhythm a little bit.
It could be. Wing shots are all about rhythm. So you got to have the throw needs to be the same all the time if you can, and then so you can just find your carom angle and your aim point. There you go. Now he's getting in the rhythm.
Saw Earl Strickland do 15 in a row live, actually here in Thailand a few months ago, back in March, I think it was.
All right, so I think it's going to be 6 points, I think.
So we'll give him a 5-point lead early on in our first semi-final. Same shot for Jamie, 3 sets of 3.
It's 6, yep, just wanted to double check. All right, now here's Jamie's attempt. That's worth 3.
Yeah, much slower, wasn't it, than much more slow and controlled. Well, trying to bank that one. And has to be past the chalk as well when he plays it.
All right, so that round he gets 3 points, but he gets 2 other swings at this. And putting the chalk where it is makes it a little difficult. Because when you watch Earl do these, his contact point is kind of right around the spot. Because he's basically hitting a rolling spot shot.
Yeah. Is there a particular aiming point that you're using on the rail or anything like that, Brian?
When I release this, I'm kind of aiming to the center diamond.
Right.
So now Jamie didn't even shoot that last ball because he wouldn't have gotten 6. All right, so he's got 1 now, so that's 3 points. See what he does.
And of course,
here.
the nearer the cue ball gets to the rail, the harder you have to hit it because you need to get that throw from the cue ball.
Yeah, some people hit this with stun. I hit this with center ball. I always try to get the right angle. So that was 6 points for Jamie. So he keeps his 1 point lead.
6 points there?
So let's have a quick chat, if we may, Brian, about your quarter-final. Now, I read on Facebook your post that you put up soon after it, as we say a thank you to our sponsors, Jacoby Custom Cues, Championship Billiard Fabric. That's going to be going on these tables as soon as this tournament's over, and of course, Dynasphere balls. Thank you so much, guys. The Next Generation Phenolic balls, and of course the Gospel Trick Shop Ministries, McDermott. I know Brian knows them very well. He's got a 2020 case with him most time I see him. Bubble ball, my favourite, and I know what a bubble ball is now. It's an egg-shaped ball. And Nick Sticks, the one and only mechanical cue. Yeah, so just going back, you mentioned you had a game plan, Brian. What was the game plan, if you don't mind giving away trade secrets?
Well, I'm not going to give away exactly the shots or anything, but like the game plan I had against Jimmy or any match is like, okay, I know I've been playing with these players for a long time, so I kind of know what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. So I'm going to pick on that. So in the discipline round, in the 4 shots I picked against Jimmy, he missed all 4. Unfortunately, I missed all 4 too. I got him close, but they didn't go. So if any one of those shots go, you know, I'm up more than what I was.
Yeah.
So
Trying to make the 3 in the corner first time. Great shot from Jamie.
Sorry about that. No, so I've been notorious of having great game plans, just not executing.
Yeah, it's always good to have a plan. I mean, you do need a plan, of course, but you also need a backup plan as well, don't you? If your strategy isn't working, if you're not making the balls like you said, was there any one reason you think you weren't making the balls? Was there a common denominator that you were wrong? Was it the setup? Was it your stroke not quite working? What was it? Did you figure it out as you were going along?
I don't know, I think it was just a combination of a little bit of everything. You know, I'd get super close, change the setup a little bit. There's a number of shots that I was super close, almost making it on the first attempt, and then the second and third attempt just didn't do very well. You know, in that Derby horse race, I think my object ball came back and hit the cue ball. It was going to go perfect, and then just had an unfortunate bout of luck. And then didn't get the next 2 or 3, so I was like, man, if I could have made that, you know, so... And while we were talking about that, both Tim and Jamie made the spin transfer shot on the first attempt. Nice shot.
Yeah, it kind of looks impossible, that shot. So what's happening in that shot? You're putting spin on the ball you're trying to make? You're spinning it in?
Yeah, you're hitting this with draw, so therefore the 2 ball's now going to have follow spin on it. So it's like the gear principle. So... you just set up that tangent line to get the ball out of the way, and then that head ball goes in. So it can come up in a pool game.
Yeah. I've seen Ralph Eckhart play that in a pool game, actually. In a game of 8 ball.
All right, this is a cool little shot. So Tim's going to double kiss. the cue ball off whatever object ball he picks there. It's going to come off, hit an object ball, and then spin forward to make the ball in the corner. Really cool looking shot. Yep, so he's going to double kiss off the 5, hit the 1, make the, what ball is that? Looks like the 12 maybe.
His chalk's in the way. I thought he was going to move it then for us. Oh, maybe it's not his chalk. Yeah, just accuracy. A little bit awry there.
Yep, and one thing people are going to be asking the question on is the chalk cube on the rail, which looks like that may be an aim point for him. We are allowed to do that.
I was just going to ask you that, you know, because in, of course, pool matches, that isn't allowed to put any kind of... Do you know, I was just recently in Marrakesh for the hay ball, and I won't name the player, but a player was pulled up for a foul for actually marking the cushion when she was getting out of a snooker. Just put a little chalk mark on the rail, and the referee saw it and pulled her up on it. Well, a bit of a miscue there, Brian.
Yeah, because you get hit kind of high on this to try and have that cue ball still have all that follow spin on it, so where it comes off that 1 ball. But yeah, if you look at the rules in our program at the very beginning of the program, this is allowed. So we get to kind of do our own thing.
Artistic license, let's call it.
Yep, I'll go with that. All right, third attempt here. See if Tim can make his adjustment. Just a hair off.
So a chance for Jamie to steal some points back here, Brian.
Yeah, and this is Tim's pick. So if he can get some points on this, then Jamie's leading a bank kick, so then he can pick a shot that he likes and hopefully can increase his lead. But the interesting history about these two players, so they've met multiple times in playoff matches, and for the longest time, Tim had Jamie's number. And I think the last time they played, I can't remember which tournament it was, but the last time they played, Jamie got the victory. So we'll see how it happens in this match.
Yeah, I think he needs to stay close to Tim. He can't let Tim get on a charge and get more confident, because we saw last night on this table, Tim was just making every single shot almost the first time. I forget who he was playing against, but the match took 28 minutes to finish. I mean, it was just ridiculous. The speed at which they were playing and getting them first or second time every single shot.
I think that was the jump and masse round he had with Steve Markle.
Yeah, that was the one. Just incredible stuff. And who knows, it could be our final later on, but I'm sure Jamie has got other plans. Still with the 1 point lead, so another 2 chances to extend that lead and maybe just put a little bit of pressure on the Dragon.
Yeah, so Jamie has to see where he hit the 1 ball last time and try to make the adjustment to hit where he's supposed to hit. So we'll see what happens here. Jamie was way off angled with the cue ball and the 5 ball. I was surprised he went that far off angle.
He actually changed his mind when he was down on the shot. I saw him shift over slightly. So, Brian, here are you trying to double kiss straight back into the 1 ball? You're not trying to come off the rail onto the 1, are you? Straight off the 3 onto the 1?
Straight off the 3.
Is that the plan?
Yep, this is a straight double kiss.
Yeah, he's off, isn't he, if he's trying to play that shot? He's hit it a little bit thin, hasn't he?
Trying to think where he made that a little thin. You need to hit that a little thicker. So no points for either player. So now we go to bank kick, and this is Jamie's pick with a 1 point lead.
So we've got plenty of people watching in the chat. And Caitlin Boydston, nice to see her back playing again. She's watching now. Hi, Caitlin. Good to have you watching with us. Zaf the Trickster says hello, Brian. And of course, Tim the Quiet Man. Shh, Gallagher. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, good afternoon to you as well, Tim.
Yep, and Zaf actually just qualified for our Worlds, so he will be attending his first World Championship in February, so it'll be good to see you there, my friend.
Yeah, and I'm really trying to make it there as well in February. I'm going to try and tie it in with the big CSI Expo and the Predator event at the Rio, which comes up after it. This is a good attempt. This is a good attempt. Get out of the way, Jamie.
That was dead center.
I mean, the shots that he's made, first or second, or any shot that he's made, Brian, throughout tonight in his previous match as well, he's been dead centre on those kind of shots, you know, really, really hitting them well.
Yeah, this is all getting the feel of the rails, the speed. Hit that good.
Yeah, and this is Jamie's third match now on this table. So he should know the table. Tim's second match. Oh, this is a nice angle. We'll know if it's there, Brian, straight away. No, he's going to miss, is it? Was he just going to make it?
Nice.
Oh, he's just made it.
Nicely done. All right, going into stroke. See what Tim has in store for us.
Jamie won the quarter-final by just 1 point against Jason Lynch. It all came down to the final shot. And he's got a 1 point lead early on in this one as well. Look at that, just catching the paint, the blue paint of the 10 ball.
Ooh, this is a good shot. I know what he's picking. This is a nice jump full wet shot.
We love a bit of fouette.
So what he's going to do, he's going to pocket the 13 ball in the side pocket. So the cue ball is then going to, oh, I hate when I do that. He set it up and he just knocked him out of the way. But he's going to make the 13 ball in the side pocket, and the cue ball is going to jump over a cue stick and then travel 2 rails, come back and make the ball in the pocket, potentially hitting the cue stick on the way back. But as you see, he's going to jump over. He's not going to hit the side rail. It's going to spin forward, hit the short rail, then long rail.
Yeah, these are the real skill shots, aren't they? It's not just about the setup. It's about the right contact as well, the right way of cueing it. Has he got enough spin on it? I think he hasn't.
He also came up kind of wide. If he would have been more towards hitting the second diamond. So I actually shoot this with a break cue.
What tip do you have on your break cue, Brian?
It's a phenolic tip. I find I'm more consistent hitting this shots like this with a break cue instead of a playing cue. But that's just me. All right, here we go. Second attempt. Come on, looks better. Spin, spin.
Better.
It might be still wide, looks like.
Wide, it's wide. Yeah, and of course, as the cue ball slows down, so does the actual spin on it. It's dissipating as well.
It looks like he's putting a little high on this too, so that might be whiting it out. But we'll see what happens here. See what adjustment he can make. Get this ball to go. Because he struck it beautifully twice.
Puff of the cheeks. Feeling the pressure a little bit, maybe.
And here we go, third attempt. quarterfinal. Ooh, oh, that was going to
Better.
be perfect.
Oh,
He
he's
just
missed the
ball.
8. Oh,
Wow.
well.
That, in a nutshell, was my quarterfinal round right there. Look at the spin on that ball.
Oh, the spin on the cue ball was just perfect, wasn't it? And so frustrating to see that you've got the cue ball right, but you've missed the 8 ball. Same shot then for Jamie. Yeah, so hopefully I'm going to make it to the World Championships in February in Bay City, Michigan. And maybe, Brian, if you have time in your busy schedule while I'm there, maybe we can start practicing a few shots. I'll bring my cue with me, the only cue I've got actually, but I know it's not good enough to play all the shots, but I'd love to learn just a few of them. I'd love to learn to do my favourites.
Absolutely.
Just to
And
start with. You
if
know,
you
just
need an
have 5 or 10 shots in my locker, you know?
that'll work. And if you need an extra cue, I have a whole bag of them. So
Does that mean you're going to learn how
I
to
know
do the
your
circular
bag.
draw?
Yeah.
here we go, Jamie. First attempt. Oof. Looks like he had a sufficient amount of spin on the cue ball. But no, Mark, I will teach you how to do the window shot.
Yeah, I'd love to do that one. That's has a special place in my heart, that, and thank you very much for attempting it last night. It was very nice of you to do so. Jason attempted the circular draw for me tonight, dedicated it to me. Unfortunately,
Neither
it
one
didn't
of us
work
made
out.
it.
You trying to please me, trying to please me, and foregoing some points yourself. So I appreciate that very much.
I normally shoot the window, so it wasn't like I was, losing points. I just made it bad. All right, here we go, Jamie.
You got very close though, twice.
Oof.
Caught the cue, didn't he? And missed the.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, you're allowed contact with the cue. It's just he's missing the 8 ball. He's striking it good. It just maybe he's setting it up a little wide. Maybe he's throwing it with how much side spin he's putting on. So there's so many different variables that could be going on.
How many different ways could you miss that 8 ball just by putting too much or too little spin on it, Brian?
Yeah,
Is it possible to miss it both sides?
Absolutely both sides. You can put too much spin and put it on one side of the side pocket. You can put less spin and put it on the other side of the side pocket. So everything's got to be pretty much, right where it needs to be. And sometimes that's a difference between a millimeter left or right.
Yeah, I find it fascinating. The different variables of how a shot can go wrong, or of course can go right as well. Hopefully this one will go right for him.
All right, third and final attempt. Here we go.
I'll keep my eye on the black. You keep your eye on the cue ball, Brian. Wow.
So
Not
it ended up being a good pick for Tim. It was just unfortunate that he didn't make his shot either. Like I said, this is an example of what happened to me in my quarterfinal. I picked a great shot. My opponent didn't make it, but then I didn't make it either. So now Jamie leads out in jump. Doing 5C. I already know what that one is. That's the Derby horse race.
Yeah, seen this successful tonight. Jamie did it. His first attempt, he actually knocked in all the balls by mistake on the first shot. As we see our sponsors again. I'm sure Kevin keeps putting up bubble ball just to make me laugh. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh, that word. Tim Gallagher very nicely sent me a video of him using the bobble ball, so now I've learned something tonight. So here we go then, the Derby horse race.
Yeah, there's actually
Hit the
some
one,
cool,
jump over the one.
Yeah, there's actually some cool kicking target games you can play with the bobble ball. That's what's really designed to be. But then, you know, us trick shot players, we have a cool shot we do with it. So yeah, Jamie loves this shot. He shoots this really, really well. So this is not surprising that he picked this.
Yeah, made it on his second attempt in the quarterfinal.
And
So
there's a couple
knocked
different
three.
ways. There's a couple different ways you can hit this. He has the balls more back in the stack. You can actually have that ball up more towards the gap if you want. So everybody plays it differently. But he likes to bridge off the rail to jump this. So we'll see what happens. Looks good. Dead center. Look at this.
Perfect.
Good shot.
Well, he really is playing well tonight, Jamie Moody. Really is. I've been so impressed with him this evening. Yeah, stopping the cue ball, giving him, as you said, bridging off of the rail. So he kind of doesn't have to change the bridge at all. He's already there ready for it. Perfectly played, Brian.
And he went smart with this. He did what Steve Marco and Florian does a little bit with this. He actually shoots it to where he's making the stacker ball and the object ball by the cue ball coming off the rail. So the cue ball gets out of the way and doesn't hit like mine did. And look at this. Tim just drilled it too.
Yeah, he's far from out of this. He's got too much quality, Tim Chin.
He took his time too.
And he hit it perfectly, like you just said as well, to get the cue ball out of the way. Jamie's first attempt at this in his previous match, he actually hit it straight on and ended up knocking the stacker ball in at the same time as well before the cue ball got there.
This is a great shot.
I love this.
Tim hits this really, really good.
He got it first time last night in his prelim match. He just got down and made it. And I don't know if you remember, Jimmy White actually played a shot like this in the Moscone Cup once. Brian, similar to this, on the 2 ball, I think it was. Earl snookered him on the 2, and Jimmy made it.
Nicely done. He just
like
drilled that. Wow.
Yeah, just a replay of the way he played it last night on this very table. I mean, degree of difficulty, Brian. What is that in the grand scheme of things? How many times would you expect to make that out of 10? Let's say
out of 10, on a good day for me, probably 3. But that's such a touchy shot. But he hits that really, really well. That's a 9-pointer. And there's actually a variation. So if there's a diamond light that's kind of hanging down and you can't, you know, bridge to go long rail, short rail like that, you can actually go the longer version. So like that's what Jamie's doing right here.
so same shot.
Yep. It's just sometimes with how lights are, you can do either. So here's Jamie's attempt.
Just put his high heel stool on. He's raised the floor little box.
Look at Mark with the terminology here. Yep. And for those people that don't know, if you ever see somebody get up on a stool and wonder why, we are allowed to, as Mark said, raise the floor. So you still have your foot on the floor.
I'm learning, Brian. I'm learning.
That's
Nearly.
crazy. Getting close. The cue ball bit, it's just not enough. So we'll see if he can make an adjustment here.
So sets it up 1 ball away from the first diamond. 2 ball tight on the rail on the second diamond. He's up on his soapbox.
good pick by Tim. And just like that, we are through the discipline round already. So now each player has 4 wild card picks to pick from anywhere in the book, and you just can't duplicate the same discipline in the last 4 shots.
Yeah, 8-point lead now for Tim.
And so now Jamie's going to go through his 120 shot program and figure up a shot that he feels he can get some points on. And then maybe Tim can't make, or just, hey, I'm trying to get some points and who knows what happens.
I just want to give a mention to Annie Trick Shots. Now, she's really is getting into this, isn't she? This wonderful sport. And she's actually away on holiday at the moment in the Maldives with her husband. And even though she's on holiday in the Maldives, she still watched round 1 last night. It was very, very late there for her, but she stayed up and watched round 1. I'm not sure if she's watching today. She said she would try, but she's going to be at the World Championship, she was telling me, Brian, in February. Now, how important is it to get more women playing this sport? It's great to see Caitlin back for this tournament, but wouldn't it be great to see more and more women taking up this sport?
Oh, absolutely. It's great to see, a mix of everybody coming in and playing. And as of right now, we have 22 players confirmed for the World Championship. That number could grow, but here's something that's really cool. 11 of those players, 11 of the 22 are international players.
That is good.
So I think this is going to be the most amount of international players we've ever had on a World Championship on U.S. soil. So this is going to be really cool. And speaking of really cool,
12 countries.
Yep, we'll have 12 countries.
Oh, yes, the zigzag.
Well, actually, we have a couple people from, like, France has 3 people coming. South Africa has 2. So some countries have multiple players coming in. So I think we're going to have 7 countries represented, I think, off the top of my head.
Tremendous. Now, this is the variation that I was talking about on that shot, the double kiss where they were trying to come off, hit the 3 and then go and make the ball in the corner before. The one that they didn't do. This is kind of a variation on that, right?
Yep, it is, and Jamie hits this really well, so does not surprise me that he picked this.
Yeah, made it on his 3rd attempt yesterday.
Story behind this, at the World Championship, he played this against Florian and only had 3 blocker balls, so he had to set it up again. So now, before he does anything, he sets up the 4 blocker balls first.
Yes.
Shot.
There was an echo there. I said yes, and then Jamie says yes. Tremendous.
Good shot. And this is one of those shots to where, like, you take a shot in the program that a lot of people don't make, and you just work on it until you get it down, then just start playing it. And that's what he's done with this shot.
Yeah, round of applause there as well from Tim Chin, and that just shows you the spirit in which this tournament, indeed all of the artistic pool tournaments, are played in. All good friends, all encouraging, lending each other cues, giving advice here and there. Really great to see.
You don't see this in regular 9-ball.
You certainly don't.
All right, Tim Chin's first attempt at Jamie's first wild card. We'll see what happens here.
Well, not far off, just catching the outside ball rather than one of the first 2.
So now Tim's just got to change his aim point. So seeing where the cue ball goes will tell you if you have to hit this thinner or thicker.
So it needs it slightly thicker, right? It went a little bit wide last time.
Yeah, he's going to be
Is that correct, or have I got it around the wrong way?
No, you got it. He's got to go a little more fuller. Because if he thinned it too
Yes,
much, he would have gone over there. Yep.
Needs to hit more of the 7. Oh, too much the other way.
Yep. So now, when he made his adjustment, it went a little too far. So now, as Tom Rossman would say, hit it in the middle. So it went one way, one the other. So if he kind of splits the difference here, it should be hopefully a make for him.
Yeah, I like the darts terminology for this. 1 high, 1 low, 1 in the middle.
Oof.
Nearly.
All right, so Jamie's back to his 1-point lead. Now this is going to be Tim Chin's first wild card pick, and Jamie Moody cannot pick another follow shot in this match. Unless we go to 5 tiebreakers.
Now, I forget the name of the shot, but what's the one where you go off the rail, you jump over the 2 balls, hit the rail, come back and make both the balls in the corner? What's the name of that one?
Flying kick split. And Tim shoots that extremely well, so I would not be surprised if he picks it in this match.
And that's exactly why I said it, because I remember him picking that for a win before in a final.
Nice, picking a bank kick shot. I think I know what he's picking. Yep, he's picking my favorite shot. Well, one of my favorite shots. One of the few shots I actually made in my quarterfinal match. This was my first wildcard pick. So it's basically
bank the 1
ball. Yep, bank the 1 ball cross side, clear it out. Looks pretty. And Tim has a very specific setup on this. He's very technical. And you would expect that from somebody who graduated from MIT.
That explains a lot. I think he's kind of the opposite to Jason Lynch. Jason is very kind of nonchalant, I think was the word I used, in his setup. He doesn't always use balls, doesn't always use the gauge. You know, he's kind of...
By feel.
That's okay there. Gets down. Yeah, by feel, exactly. Plays on just instinct kind of thing, where this guy, as you say, it's more about the physics.
Oh, that was just off the point.
Very close.
So he just cut that just a hair more. So when he sets it back up, he just hit a little bit more of the ball.
Yeah, just slightly too thin, catching the point of the pocket.
This also shows a variation of how you can set this up. So he's got his blocker balls close to the side pocket. Actually, they're ball out. Never mind. Some people have the balls closer to the side pocket. I have mine a ball out. It looks like Tim has his out a little bit as well. So you just practice it different ways, and you find the way that makes the one you make the most, and that's where you stick with.
How much time leading up to a tournament like this, Brian, would you spend on the practice table?
I think I started about 6 weeks
days
out.
Leading up.
I think I started about 6 weeks out of this tournament. Usually what I would do is I'd take a break, like about a month or so after an event before I would start firing back up again. But since the Worlds is in February and I've had 2 tournaments where I've not necessarily been happy with how I played, I'm not taking a break this time.
Second attempt.
Oh, man, right up
Same
the
point.
again.
Same, exactly.
It's close. It's like, how close can you get and not go in? So he's got the setup on the combo correct. He's just got to make a slight adjustment on the angle.
How old is Tim, do you know?
Oh, man. I know he's older than me. I think he is.
Everyone's older than you, Brian.
I don't think I'm the youngest one here. Um, and I'm older than what people think I am. But I think he's mid to late 40s. But don't quote me on that.
He's certainly very stylish and loving his hair. Love his style, love his talent. Just needs to avoid the point of the side pocket this time, so a little bit thicker. Yes. Oh, he's missed the other ball though in the corner.
Yeah, he made his adjustment
Wow.
on the kicker, on the bank ball, and just missed set up the combo ball.
Well, a bit of emotion there from Tim. Not happy with that.
Well, I think it's also when you make the correct adjustment and you think you've solved it, and then another obstacle or another variable changes, meaning the other ball, and then that goes. And it's like, man, I made my adjustment. I should have got the points, but then that ball didn't go. This game
Trust
can be
me,
very
I
frustrating.
can. Yeah, I can tell the frustration and why they get frustrated. I mean, yeah, watching these guys, I'm not sure this is the game for me, Brian, but I'm going to give it a go. So, chance for Jamie to increase that 1 point lead. 3 shots for Tim there. Looks like he was doing a bit of meditation there, just
And this is big for Jamie because
staring into space.
this is Tim's pick. So if you're able to, in a sense, break serve and get some points here, then Jamie's got a little bit of a lead. This is like, in an alternating break format, you win the game on your opponent's break, and now you break.
Yeah, it's a big advantage, isn't it? As you just kind of alluded to there, the tennis break, that was a long way off. Tim forgetting his chalk, just retrieving it.
Yeah, so when you have something like this, so now the combo didn't go and the ball that banked didn't go. So now you got to try to figure out, okay, how do I adjust 2 things at the same time? It's better when you only miss one part of it, then it's an easier adjustment. But if you miss multiple aspects of the shot, it's like, how do I, see what everything goes on and then make the adjustments? It can be
Just
tough.
seeing that caption come up, Brian Pauly and myself, Mike White, in the booth. Brian's got a nickname. Everyone in Paul's got a nickname, but I don't have one. I think we need to find a nickname for me.
We've talked about that, so I'll have to ask the players here.
Of course you are, Caitlin. You are the youngest.
Well, I'm going to tell on myself. I'm 43, so I think most everybody else here, besides Caitlin, is older than me. No, wait a minute. Steve's younger than me. Yes, he's younger than me. He might be the youngest. I don't know.
Well, I'm certainly the oldest. There's no argument
Caitlin is
about
the
that.
youngest. Caitlin is the youngest, whether she is or isn't.
Even if she's not, she is. We've decided that right off the bat. So second attempt, nothing went right. The first, made it via the default in the side, but of course it doesn't count.
He had his combo up a little bit, and the cue ball snuck behind it. If you looked on the replay. Yeah, so he's got that 2 ball to the right of the side pocket. If you have that to
Yeah, it's a
outside
lot deeper, isn't it? A lot more to the right than Tim's was, right?
Yep.
Tim's was slightly up more, wasn't it?
Yep, his was about dead center where that ball was. It was right across and it was dead center. So, but also you got to hit the 2 ball on the outside edge. So if you hit it dead center, it doesn't really matter if it's closer or not because it won't make. So you got to make sure you hit that outside edge of the 2 ball. All right, last attempt here. Try to get some points. leading up
Well,
to
he's
his
had two
second wild card.
chances.
Yep.
Yeah, he's had two chances, hasn't he, to increase the lead on Tim's break. And there it is. Yes, 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 says Jamie. Now that is huge.
He said his notes were wrong. All right. Good shot on that. So now Jamie has a 7-point lead and going into his second wild card pick. And Jamie cannot pick follow.
Discipline 8, 3B.
Discipline 8, 3B.
That's the Rocket Masse.
Yeah, love this one.
He hit
Played
this
this
in
earlier.
prelims. Yep. He hit this in prelims and hit it really good.
Yeah, Jason had 3 attempts at this in his match earlier against Jamie and didn't make it on either occasion. He was actually jumping the cue ball, Brian, up onto the rail, and then it was kind of leaving the rail. He was making the ball in the side, but just wasn't. It kind of run out of pace to make the ball in the opposite corner.
Yeah, and that could be, an angle aspect to where he's coming back and hitting the rail instead of coming back straight. Number of variables with that one. So, see what Jamie does with this. See if he keeps his consistency up.
So can place the cue ball where he wants. Minimum of a
Chalk.
chalk.
Yep, that's
block
the
away.
maximum. That's the maximum distance he can be.
Here we go. First time. First time.
Nicely done.
Well, could we be witnessing a little bit of an upset? And I think it's fair to say, Brian, that it would be slightly an upset if Tim did get knocked out at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, if you look on paper, look at how that ball hugged the rail. That was really well struck. Yeah, on paper, I would say this would be an upset. Like I said, the last time these players played, Jamie came out on top. But before that, Tim had his number. So
Maybe it's on Tim's mind a little bit, when you've never lost to a player, it's kind of relaxes you a little bit, but that's still, in his memory slightly.
oh, look at this.
But by no means out of it. Look
Right
at this
there.
straight away in.
Nice shot.
Nothing but that. Tim Sheen and his range right back.
Drill that.
That's 8 points also.
All right, so now Tim's second wild card pick. And he cannot pick bank kick.
61-54.
So will Jamie now be thinking, right, I can go for lower points because of the lead that I've got? He's got like a shot lead over him kind of thing, a 7-point lead.
It depends on what Tim does with this shot. So whatever happens with this. If he's up, then he could think lower points. But he could also be thinking, if he knows Tim's going to pick a shot or two that Jamie struggles with, he wants to make sure he has a good enough lead. All right, hood variation. This is a real cool shot. 10-point trick and fancy. So you're going to make the ball on the side in the corner. Cue ball goes short rail, make the combo.
Yeah, not a shot that I'm familiar seeing very often, to be honest. Don't often see this one.
Yeah, this is a good playoff
10-pointer,
shot.
so it's a tough shot, yeah?
Oh yeah, I shot this in prelims and missed it close all 3 times, but it's a tough shot. Spin. Oh,
Just need a touch of right spin on that, maybe, just a bit more.
yeah, since he's
Are you
going
playing
from that
with right
direction.
spin, Brian?
Yep, from this direction, yeah, you're hitting it with a little bit of right. I shoot it from the opposite side, so I put a little bit of left on it. But, yep.
Yeah, there you see no side spin, just forward. The arrows on that Dynasphere ball, giving us the direction. Great invention, wasn't it, for this sport? The measles white, Brian.
Oh yeah, with the balls with the spots on them, so you can see how much spin is on the cue ball. It's awesome to see. All right, second attempt here, now worth 9 points.
Yes. Oh, a little bit too much. He caught just the right-hand side, or the underneath side there of the 14 as we look.
I did that in prelims, man. That is such a gut punch. He struck that so well. Made his
Just
adjustment.
came across underneath it, didn't he? Look, too much, Brian, adjustment that time. Oh dear. Fractions, millimeters.
All right, so we went one side one way, then we're back to the other side. So now right in somewhere in the middle should be a good successful shot. Come on, Tim. We want to see this.
Yeah, fancy him to make this one. One above, one below. This one right in the middle. Catch the heart of that ball and make the combo.
Good. Hit it.
Yes. No.
Wow.
Oh, Tim, he's suffering.
So actually, there's a comment in the chat, Mark. It could be a possible for your nickname from our South African player and semifinalist Wayne Parker, Mark the Great White.
He was calling me that in Marrakesh recently. Do you know, I wouldn't have the audacity to use that as my nickname because I don't consider myself great at anything, but I do love it. Yeah, but I wouldn't be so bold as to use that as a nickname. But yeah, I do like it as a choice. I really, really do.
So if you're noticing with Jamie's setup, he has a gap between the two sets of two balls. So in the setup, you can either have them frozen or you can either have a gap in them. It's just a player preference at that point.
Yeah, different setup. Does it make the... It looks like he's moving the cue ball closer as well. Where does the cue ball have to be? Anywhere along the line, right?
Behind the third diamond line. Anywhere behind that third diamond line. All right, so let's see what Jamie does here. Like I said, he has a golden opportunity here on a 10-point shot to get some distance between him and Tim.
Yeah, no spin. Needed more right-hand spin on that.
Yeah, this is very touchy. I've seen people thin this really, really thin. I've seen people have a little more of an angle. So this can be made many different ways. You just got to find the one that works well for you.
Now, come on, I know you guys get on really well, and I know how much you're rooting for each other, but sat there now, will Tim Chin still be rooting for Jamie to get this, or not? It is a tournament at the end of the day.
It is. I mean, you want people to make shots. It looks cool, you know, but you also want to win too. So there's a balance there.
Yeah.
You know, after my match with Jimmy, you know, obviously I'm wanting to win that match so I can play in the semifinal later in the day. So I'm kind of bummed about that, you know, but I'm happy for my friend Jimmy that he played good and now he gets to be in a semifinal.
Yeah, I'm sure if Jamie does make this shot on his third attempt, Tim will be the first one to applaud him, because huge respect for the degree of difficulty, of course, of all these shots. So a bit more right-hand spin on this cue ball.
Maybe. Nope. You got closer, but tough shot. So Tim dodged a Bayou bullet there.
I like that. I like that.
Kevin's over here dropping his head, looking at me like, really? You just did that?
He's used to me making.
I'm disappointed I
Terrible
didn't come up with
puns.
it first.
So am I. So am I, to be honest.
All right, no attempt there, guys.
All right, second wild card attempt for Jamie. He still has his 7-point lead. Let's see what he picks here.
Discipline 518.
Discipline 5-1A. I have a feeling that's the triple reverse bank.
So that means it's 6 points.
Do you know all the shots off by heart? If I asked you, if I just came out with, say, discipline 3, shot 2, would you know what that is straight away?
Yeah, depending on what the letter is, I'd have a good guess at it,
C.
I think. Shot Jamie,
First
6
attempt.
points.
I think our captions man's gone to sleep there. Kevin's so disappointed that he didn't come up with that pun that you just made.
Oh, man. All right, so that was 6 points for Jamie. And now we got Tim rebutting this shot. Classic.
The worst
bank
that can
pull shot.
happen, he's going to have his same lead here back that he started with. Well, that's a long way off, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little further off, so you just cut it a little bit less, and you should make it this time. It's better.
Like that.
Split the
Right dead
wickets.
centre. Oh,
All right.
beautifully done. So where are you hitting the cue ball on that particular shot, Brian?
Whatever side you are cutting to, that's the side spin you put on it. So he was cutting that to the right. So he was putting right spin on that. You can also put a little bit of draw on this as well. So now we are 2 wild card shots apiece. There are only 4 shots left in the match. This is Tim's 3rd wild card.
3 wild cards left, guys.
Down by 8 points.
So 2 more shots each remaining,
2
do
more
you mean?
shots apiece. Yep, and he's doing discipline 6, 5B. That's the open the gate.
Oh,
2
yeah, this is a
millimeter
nice
drop
shot. Yeah, with the triangle and the cue, making the ball in the side. This is a lovely shot.
And this is a
Raw
great
with
pick for
right
Tim.
hand spin.
This is a great pick for Tim, just knowing the players. I know Jamie will struggle with the 2 millimeter shots at times, and Tim usually hits this pretty good, so this is a great pick for Tim. So we'll see what happens here. And as you see, he's setting up a 2 millimeter gauge there, so it's the same gap. And he's closer to the rail. I might have to try it this way. Well, he's about chalk cube out, I think. I usually hit this with a ball out, but yeah, he's a ball out. Never mind. Just the angle I was looking at looked like it was closer to the rail.
I always find it fascinating, the old saying, the camera never lies. It does, believe me. So explain what happens here for us, please, Brian.
All right, so the jump cue he's got down there is a chalk cube width off the blocker ball. The cue ball and the 10 ball are set up with a 2 millimeter gap. It's going to fire the 10 ball into the corner pocket using what's called a fouette stroke. Cue ball is then going to draw to the bottom rail, side rail, and then open that gate. So it's going to move the jump cue, and the rack is going to hold the jump cue in place, and then the cue ball is going to miss the blocker ball, make the 14 in the side. And this is a Mike Massey special.
Trickshottim.com. I thought it said trickshot time last night from a distance.
Kind of does.
Attempt 1.
Oh, how did he hit it?
Yes.
Come
Oh, go
Come
on.
on.
Has it got the pace?
Oh,
Oh, no. Turn the aircon on quick. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Man, I don't think that ball could get any deeper.
Second attempt.
I mean, to be honest, it did look a little bit wide, and it's kind of just caught the very edge of that cue there,
Yeah, if that cue ball
and it
doesn't
was
jump,
always
that
in
goes.
question. Oh dear,
Yeah, if that cue
that
ball
is,
doesn't hop, it goes. Wow.
yeah, it just took the pace out of it, didn't it? Lost some of its momentum when it left the cloth.
All right, here we go.
Well,
Set up everything
you
the
won't
exact same
see
way
a
again.
shot. You won't see a shot missed closer than that, Brian, will you? Surely.
I don't think so. All right, here we go. Second attempt now with 9 points.
Come on, Tim.
That looks better. Spin ball.
Yes, much better. Much better. Much better.
Nicely done. 9 points. Now Tim now has a 1 point lead.
68, regaining the lead, 68-67 in favor of Tim Chen.
Same shot, different side. Yeah, caught the cue in the right place that time. Ample speed.
Yep.
Pretty to watch, isn't it?
And for those out in the chat that are wanting to kind of get into this, trickshottim.com is a great resource. He has probably 20 years, 15 years worth of trick shots that have been done by Mike Massey, Tom Rossman, that have been in our program throughout the years. I mean, I think he's got over 100, if not maybe 200 trick shot tutorials on there, and I still use a number of his tutorials that he has on his website for what I do. So it's a very good resource for anybody wanting to learn this.
Trickshottim.com. Is that what you said? Is
Yep.
that what you were talking about? Or Tom
Yep.
Rossman?
No,
Or
he
both?
had, yeah, so he had on his website, it's kind of broken down in different categories. So he'll have like some of the greats from the past, like Paul Gurney, Mike Massey, Tom Rossman, Charles Darling, like shots that they've come up with. And then there'll be shots that are just like, discipline 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stuff that's been in the program throughout the years. And there's just tutorials on all of them, like how to set them up, how to hit it, how to adjust, a video of him making them. So it's a very great resource. This is interesting, the gap that Jamie has on this. He's not close to the rail, so this is interesting. Haven't seen it done this way.
So you're allowed a diamond out, I'm guessing, are you? Is that the...
The
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the object ball is alongside the second diamond line. So you don't have to be like a ball out or whatever. It's however you practice it. So if the book says it's anywhere behind the second diamond line, then you have anywhere behind the second diamond line.
Yeah, and interestingly, he was doing this last night, Brian, using the cue with that gauge. Is that why it's made that way, so that you can use the
Yeah, you can
cue
either go
with the gauge?
You can go over the cue because some people use the cue to line up with, or it has a 2 foot, or it can just stay on the table, and then you can put the balls around it and tap them in. So you can use it either way, but it's designed that way, yes. All right, second attempt. Here we go.
This is a crucial shot in this match.
Caught too much of the ball there.
Yeah,
For
you
those-
said he might struggle with the close draw, right? The threat.
Yeah, for those wondering how this works, fouet stroke, it's French for whip, and this is a super loose grip, and you snap all the way through. You can still get a good follow through on this, and because your grip is so loose, the shaft actually deflects off the cue ball, so it's not a push or a double hit. It's very technical to hit this, but the loose wrist is the key. Here we go, third attempt. Yeah. Gotta hate a miscue on that. All right, getting down to it. We only have 3 wildcard picks left. This is Jamie's third wildcard pick coming up. And now he has a 1 point deficit instead of having a 1 point lead, how he's had most of the match.
As someone once said, didn't they? It's as close to a miscue as you can get without miscuing to be successful at that wet stroke. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that. Most people are hitting this really, really off to the right, really low. But again, it's the loose wrist. That's the key to this. So when I hit this and actually hit it good, and my follow through is a good half diamond. Puts the extra 3 pounds on. I think I have that already, Wayne. So I can't wait to see you in February, my friend. Yeah, Wayne got fourth. You were third or fourth in our last Worlds, so. Jamie pondering.
He's a all-rounder. Once again, our sponsors, thank you, Jacoby, Custom Cues, Billiard Fabric. Well, that will be going on these tables as soon as this tournament is over. Dynaspheres. Thanks, guys. That's the balls we're using. Gospel Trick Shop Ministries. They recently went to the UK, actually. McDermott there. I know Brian is a McDermott sponsor player. There's the old bobbly wobbly ball. And Nick Sticks.
All right, you get one of your favorites, Mark.
Oh yes, another one of my favourites. The old 3-2-1, 1-2-3. So this is a very, very interesting shot. You hit the 3 ball first, but it has to go in last. You hit the second ball second. That goes in second, of course, and the 1 ball has to go in first. So it's all about the speed that you're hitting these
It's
at.
fast. Ooh.
Brilliant. Oh, well, that's one of them shots, Brian, isn't it, where you're gutted that you've missed the pot on the ball.
Yeah, the key to this shot is that first ball. You want to get that as close to pocket speed as you can. And he hit that a little too hard. It's like, oh, crap, now I got to speed up. But I have seen him fire it in something like that. So here we go, second attempt. Ooh, I did that.
Oh, another case of not potting the ball. How frustrating.
I know exactly where he's at right now because I did this in my match against Jimmy. I did that exact same thing. Made the first 2 balls and the ball that was supposed to go in first didn't go. All right, here we go. Third attempt.
Yes, this time. Is the third ball
he
going to
shot
go?
the
It's
3 ball
not.
into the rail. Oof. All right, Tim now has a golden opportunity. He's up by 1. He's got a 10-point shot here. And no matter what happens after this shot, he has the lead, and they both have a shot apiece after this.
Right down to the wire. Just going back to that 3-2-1, 1-2-3 shot. Very interestingly, during Jamie's warm-up in the quarter-final, he played that shot, and I think he thought maybe the 3 ball had a little bit of a roll on it. So he was playing that 3 ball about 3 times. He played it, just testing the roll of the table. So maybe that was just playing on his mind a little bit there, Brian.
Possibly.
In that particular shot. Yeah.
And
Just
there we
missed
go.
that. Just missed the comment that came up.
Saying how great of a final this is going to be.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Nice pace. Look at
Look at this.
this.
Look at this. Look at this. Well, he's really turned it around, hasn't he, Brian the Dragon? That's it. It's
Hold
over.
on.
Can't be caught.
He's got 11-point lead with 2 shots to go, so it's unless we missed a shot, but they're already shaking hands.
Yeah, that was
so-
the last shot. That was the last shot, wasn't it? The last pick. 1 shot each to come, but it's no point in Jamie shooting because...
Well, he's
Oh, he
up.
has already shot.
Well, that's the thing. He's up 11 with 2 to go, so that's not, being done unless I'm missing something. But they've already shaken hands and they're done. So
Maybe we missed a shot in there somewhere, but all right. Well, that does finalize it, though. So Tim the Dragon Chin will be moving on to the finals. That will be upcoming. Next will be our next semifinal. That's going to be at 4 o'clock.
3:30, I think. Well, it's
No,
4.
4
It's
o'clock.
4. It's 4. My
4
bad.
o'clock
Yeah, it's 4,
Eastern U.S. time, and then the finals will be at 6:30. So Tim will be one of the finalists, and then coming up at 4 o'clock, we're going to find out who the other finalist is going to be. It's going to be a good match. You will not want to miss it. So that's about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So set your alarm. Don't go away. We'll see you guys then. I'm Kevin Ross, along with Brian Pauly, Mark White. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys then.
Gospel Trick
See you
Shot
guys.
93s.
See ya.
McDermott Hughes. Nick Sticks, young